Before starting today's video, let me ask a question from you. What is this? Obviously your answer will be this is a combination of dry cell and this is known as battery. And what is function of this combination? Function of this combination is if I will connect a bulb across its positive terminal and negative terminal, then that bulb will glow. It means current is flowing. Current is flowing means electrons are flowing. So today our topic of discussion that we will consider is something related to electrochemistry, in which we will consider about cell. What is electrochemistry? Electrochemistry means the relation between chemical reactions and electrical energy, where chemical energy can be changed in the form of electricity. That is electrochemistry. Few chemical reactions we are going to have which can create electricity. How electricity will be there? Electricity means there should be movement of electrons, flow of electrons, and when we are going to consider flow of electrons due to chemical reaction, then that branch will be known as electrochemistry. For example, we have two atoms, atom A and atom B, and electrons are flowing from A to B. If I will connect these two with the help of a wire, then electrons will flow from A to B. Then flow of electron will be there through these wires. Some arrangement like this we need. For this, we will use a device that is known as cell. This is example of that cell, electrochemical cell, which is filled with chemicals. Reaction will be there, and because of those chemical reactions you can have the flow of current. You can consider the bulb to glow. For example, this is another source. So if I will connect, you can see this LED is glowing. So what is going to happen? Electrons are flowing through these wires. When electrons are flowing, then we can say that current is also flowing. So our topic of discussion today is cell, electrochemical cell. In this one particular cell we will discuss, because we have to consider few terms: EMF, potential difference, internal resistance. So to clear these terms, we should first go through these cell working. So electrochemical cell, a device which will convert chemical energy into electrical energy. Examples you can consider: voltaic cell, Daniell cell, as I have shown you this dry cell, Lagrange cell, lead acid cell, and many more cells you are using in your inverter also. So we will consider in this case galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Galvanic cell, it is named after Luigi Galvani, and voltaic cell is named after Alessandro Volta. There is not a difference between these two cells. How they are going to be differ? Let us discuss this. When Galvani was doing experiment in the lab, then accidentally it happened that he was having two different metals dipped in a solution, and it happened that by chance the two metal pieces came in contact with leg of a frog, dead frog, and he observed that there is some movement in that dead frog. So he considered the cause of this movement is animal electricity, something biological that is going to happen. So from there the concept of this cell started. Then after, when he published his views, after that Alessandro Volta, he challenged what was observed by Galvani or what he published regarding his animal electricity. He said that there is nothing biological in this. This can happen without any biological involvement. So he considered frog is not necessary. He took two metal plates and a brine soaked cloth or cardboard between these two and arranged them one above the other. Copper and zinc metallic electrodes he took, Brine solution means salt solution. And if one wire you will connect at this end, one at this end, then again same will happen. Current will flow. So he said frog is not necessary in this case. This current can flow without involving frog also. Both were wrong in this concept or in their concept. This current was neither flowing because of an animal electricity. This current was nor flowing because of physical properties of isolated electrodes. The right concept was told by Faraday. He said that chemical reactions which are taking place between electrolyte, electrode, this is the real cause for electric current. So we will consider chemical reaction in which chemical energy is changed in the form of electrical energy. And the device that is used to carry out this reaction, we will consider electrochemical cell. So what is requirement for electrochemical cell? We are going to consider Voltaic cell here. For this we need glass container or vessel, dilute H2SO4, copper rod and zinc rod. When we will set up all these things, then we will take conducting wires and one bulb. When we will do this arrangement, then we will see that this bulb is glowing. Current is flowing. How current is flowing? How movement of electrons is taking place from one side to another side? For this, let us consider what is function of dilute H2SO4 here. Dilute means you have added water. So what will happen on addition of water in H2SO4? In electrostatic unit, one term we have studied that is known as dielectric constant. And this is given as ratio of force between two charges when they are kept in air or vacuum to force when they are kept in medium. And dielectric constant for water near about 81 we are having. So when something is added in water, force is going to decrease. F will become F naught upon K. This part we will use in its functioning now. When we are adding water to H2SO4, then dielectric constant for water is high. So force of attraction between hydrogen ions and sulfate ions, it will reduce and they will dissociate in the form of hydrogen ions and sulfate ions. So this is first reaction that we are going to consider, dissociation of H2SO4. H2SO4 will dissociate in the form of hydrogen ions and sulfate ions. Second step is, we are going to have a zinc rod here. And stability of ZnSO4 is more than stability of H2SO4. So when we are going to have zinc rod dipped in H2SO4, the net result will be zinc will combine with SO4 to form ZnSO4. Because ZnSO4 is more stable than H2SO4. And H2SO4 also have some electrostatic potential energy associated with it. ZnSO4 also have energy. How? H2SO4 you can write in this form: hydrogen ions, sulfate ions. And in electrostatic we have done that when we are going to have a assembly of charged particles or ions, then potential energy is associated in order to assemble them. Or this system will have some potential energy which will depend on the separation between different charges and which will depend on the amount of charge present. So H2SO4 has some electrostatic potential energy. ZnSO4 also have electrostatic potential energy. As stability of ZnSO4 is more than H2SO4, so as a result of it, what will happen? Zn atom from this zinc rod, they will come in the form of Zn ions in this solution by giving 2 electrons. So when Zn atom will lose 2 electrons, then it will change in the form of Zn ion. And this Zn ion, what will happen to this Zn ion? This Zn ion will be attracted towards this sulfate ion. So Zn and sulfate ion, they will together form ZnSO4. If I will consider this diagram, in this diagram, these are representing Zn atoms. So this Zn will release 2 electrons. In the solution, it will come in the form of Zn2 plus ion, and it will combine with the sulfate ions which are present here. And as a result of combination of Zn2 plus and sulfate ions, we will have formation of ZnSO4. What will happen to the electrons which are left by this Zn atom in order to form Zn ion? These electrons will move towards this copper road. But question is, why should they move towards this copper road? Because electrons will always move towards higher potential. It means there should be some positive polarity which should attract these electrons. So why electrons which are released by zinc atoms are moving towards copper side? For this, we will consider this equation again, that H2SO4 is dissociating in the form of hydrogen ion and sulfate ions. Zinc changes in the form of zinc ion. This zinc ion and this sulfate ion, they combine together. What is left here? We are left with the 2 hydrogen ions, and these ions are searching for electrons. So these hydrogen ions will take electrons from copper atom, and copper atom will change in the form of copper ion. So positive polarity will be there this side. So hydrogen ions will gain 2 electrons from copper atom, and this will change in the form of hydrogen gas. So as electrons are moving out from zinc atom changes in the form of zinc ion, and it is attracted towards sulfate ions to form zinc sulfate. At the same time, these hydrogen ions are repelled by this. So they are moving towards copper and gaining 2 electrons and changing in the form of hydrogen gas. Result of this will be copper atom will change in the form of copper ion. Positive charge will be there. Now this positive charge will make electrons to shift towards this side. So this is at a lower potential, zinc rod. This will be at a higher potential, and electrons will move from lower potential to higher potential because of potential difference between zinc rod and copper rod. When you will carry out this process for some time, then you will see that zinc rod thickness and shape will not remain the same, because this zinc rod is continuously losing its atom in the solution. So what will happen? After using cell, then after some time, the shape of zinc rod will become like this. So in this process, due to reaction between Zn, H2SO4, hydrogen, copper, chemical energy is being changed in the form of electrical energy due to flow of electrons in outer circuit or in outer part from zinc to copper. And inside ions are moving, zinc ions are moving, sulfate ions are moving, hydrogen ions are moving.